Howdy ho, little friends. I'm Bebo Joe, and this is Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Why did I say howdy? I don't know, but we are in British Siberia still. We haven't looked at the train for a little while, but I think it's about time that this guy gets some love and some friends, and that is a really kinky piece of road right there. I don't know who built that, but more of that today. Nothing like the scooting train, but that's lovely. And this guy's actually done a really good job. I'm quite happy having built this. However, I don't know if the new money starter potential that you get when you start playing now makes it even possible. We did build extra rail that we didn't actually need. Sure, we could have probably put this one over on this side and then just started constructing this, which would reduce a lot of, NATO side rail track things just a little bit for us, which would be good. But we didn't. So here we are. But we could have saved a little bit of money. We probably could have paid half for all of that stuff, but that's really not what all of this is about today. What is all of this about today? Well, there are several things. One thing is we're actually getting a bunch of explosives in and chemicals in all at the same time. And this guy is producing quite well. And we are not really having any extra workers available to do that much more than this, but chemicals are being pushed through, and I did have to add a special vehicle to make all of that happen. And I think we are pretty much not full, but we have 3 out of, only 5 or 6. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is supposed to be the truckload that we have here. Cool, that's fine. But they're doing what they're supposed to do. That's great. As it is ways, it's like, would you mind just taking care of me, please? To which I would say, yeah, we should. Yes, we should, for sure, because chemical industry is producing a lot of this stuff, and it almost feels like something has to be done here. Now, this is a thing for the technical service office, not that one, it's this one. And technical service office currently is not reaching out to that guy. That's fine. I think I can survive that because now it is in range. You don't want to pick up from there? Are you serious? It's picking up from here, but it's not picking up from there. Why? Oh, now it is. It recalculated. It's like, no, wait, never mind. I can green this. No problem. I think with that in mind, it may be appropriate to get another big waste truck in. We have this one. That one actually has a full container on it already. That's exciting. You can only go 40, but I'm assuming this is just an update. Another update. I can see that there's an actual container in the back there, and that's exciting to me. But yeah, we have to get that one in. That's one. Number 2, we do need to start exporting more of the stuff that we have. That is actually quite important enough, at least for me, because we have so many explosives sitting here. We're almost maxing this out, and we have some chemicals sitting there. Not a ton, but enough to probably make things work. So here's what we're gonna do. Get me a couple, and these are very expensive, so maybe just 2 to get started. The price actually went down. What happened? These were like 30,000 the last time I looked. Are they still rebalancing everything and I'm just not keeping track of all the pieces that are happening? Don't know. Honestly, do not know, but we do need to get a couple people in relatively soon. Research-wise, I have unlocked a couple things. Geological survey is one of them, and I would like to use that to expand our reach just a little bit. I just don't know 100% where, what, how. But I do want to turn this thing on before too late. So there's our 2 trucks that needed to arrive here. Great, they have arrived now. They should have fuel here, which is wonderful. So now let's do the things that I want to do. The first thing, I am using this as a collection station for chemicals, and that should be fine. We can get chemicals from there and from there. That's good enough. I want to make sure that we bring chemicals out here because that is where stuff should actually happen, and I am happy to pick up from here as long as there's 0%, as long as you fill this one up to whatever percentage we have. It looks like 60% is the goal, so that's what we're going to set this to. Otherwise, they're out of sync a little bit, and that wouldn't help very much. There's no fuel at that station. Got it. So you, sir, please help. Thank you very much. I know there's a fuel station right there, but I didn't want to rely on that. That's the first one. The second one is, and we have to pause for this one, export it. Okay, go to the big house. Big house is being going to, and get explosives to export there if you don't mind, and pick them up as long as you can get a full truck out of it. That's really all I care about, and that's what they should do, and they should start moving in just a second. There we go. They're doing their thing. Beautiful. This guy looks like has full load sitting right there. You have 6.5 tons of hazardous waste sitting here. Okay. Something is not quite doing what I want you to do. What is he doing? You see the problem here? The problem here is this problem. Okay, let's fix that. little scary, but I think we can manage. What do we have available here? We have mixed waste sitting there. We have nothing sitting here. That's a side effect of running at triple speed too often, so that's all fine. I don't know why there's an open hull sitting here. That doesn't make much sense. But there's 2 covered hulls, 2 open hulls, and then 1 or 2 waste trucks, and I think both of the waste trucks are actually out doing something right now. We're just not fast enough. Okay. Figure out, what are you doing with the open hulls? Nothing there. Okay, nothing here. Unload something here at the open storage, which would be that one. So you're supposed to bring a little bit of that stuff in. Got it. And where are you loading that stuff from? You're loading that stuff from... Here, steel. Okay, we're getting steel from the customs house, so we do need that guy if we want to make it work that way. It's not the ideal way to do this, so let's fix this up just a tiny bit. Small distribution office will definitely fit if you turn that footpath around, so let's do that. Yes, I'm holding because having overflowing garbage containers is not a good thing in any sense of the word, and these are not full, but they're pretty much full, so I get all of that stuff moving, and most of this is bio waste and metal scrap, which is actually worth money to us, so we may as well get that exported. Where are you? Cargo. There we go. Can the medium one fit in here? I think the answer to that will be no. I do think a small one should easily be able to handle everything that we want to go through here with, so sure, you can be built there. High priority construction office 1 and 3, please get on it. Thank you very much, and that's what we're going to use to get all of this stuff out of the area. So far, so good. We don't have a current line set up to actually pick up from there, and that's something we can adjust right now. Waste truck, yes, this one, cool, 12,000, that's all we have. We have $2, $11 left. It's not the math that I did, but that's fine. We've paid back a little bit of our loan, so we don't have to go take another $1 million out. We can actually go a little less than that, which is exciting. 800,000. This should get us at least through a couple years of something. So sure, let's pay that one back. 8,000. That's not really going to do that much. Okay, especially if you want to build something, that may not be enough. But our train is actually just arriving with 30,000, 34,000 actually, of exports. So that is a good thing. This one looked a little bit backed up, but that's fine. Yeah, 30,000 should actually take care of a lot of things that we want out of this guy, so that seems fine. Let's use that truck that we had, yep, you, to just take care of a couple exports for the time being, and I do need to allow you to refuel really quick. There you go. And then we can say, please go here, load whatever you want, great, and bring stuff over there. The problem is I cannot tell it to load different things. You need a distribution office for that, which is what we're going to do later. But for right now, was there a lot of metal scrap sitting here? Just a little bit. So let's do the bio waste for right now, which should be that one. Very good. And send that to the border house. Great. Wait until unload it. That should give us a little bit of money. But it's really more about the space, because if our chemical industry over here is starting to make us good money, which it seems to be doing, we want to make sure that we can actually use that for all the other things. So far, so good. Trucks over here are running around. That's appropriate and expected, and they're probably exporting all of this stuff. All of those things are fine. Let's check out a couple other things. I need to figure out who is currently importing chemicals here, and there are several distribution offices assigned, which you are one of them. You're going to the customs house and getting chemicals. Honestly, we should be fine without needing this guy to do such a thing. Why? Because we have enough chemicals probably around everywhere, and this one is actually a pretty good source, or a pretty good helper to do the thing that I want to do next, which is deliver chemicals out to this city and help with that a little bit. There are enough cars sitting around there that should make this very possible, so let's do this. Go down there, pick up chemicals from here, and just allow that. That's fine. So now we have technically 2 places that can deliver chemicals to that location, but it's the city. Okay, I'm tempted. I'm gonna be clever. This is dangerous. Don't be clever, B-Ball Joe, but I will be clever by saying if you are more than 50% full with chemicals, please export. That's what we're gonna do. So instead of using those guys to import something, I'm gonna use the ones that are in the middle to help me export chemicals when I can. Dundee Warehouse is not the right place, but the Dover Small Customs House certainly is. Unload chemicals, yes. That should give us some money, but if you look at the storage currently, we are above 40%, but I'm not sure how it maps us out right now, so we may be okay, we may not be. The crops are just getting delivered here, are going straight into the chemical industry, and they have been producing just fine, at least sufficiently in my mind. So that's good. Okay, are you gonna play the game of more NATO money again because you have a lot of empty spaces and you don't have that many ruble? I don't think that's a terrible idea. Okay, let's do a little bit of that. This guy definitely needs another one of each of those, so let's make that happen. We need a waste truck probably first, and then give me another covered hole. These are expensive, ouchies, but worth it, probably. Yeah, let's just let them do their thing for a little while. There's another export happening. That's great. I'm very excited about fabric because we are actually producing a decent enough amount where everything kind of just produces all the time. And I'm always surprised to see that there are no clothes sitting right here, but that's okay. What I'm a little bit nervous about is the food factory that we had sitting here for a very long time. Distracted. Someone told me that the longer you allow vehicles to wait for repair, the more expensive it gets. That part makes sense, right? But the thing that's weird is it adds the expensive items, which I would assume is mechanical components and electrical components, on top of it once you get to a certain threshold of wear and tear, and everything below that is really cheap, which translates to this. List of vehicles and buildings, show wear and tear. We're going to set everything to about 30%. It may just even be 25% is the number that I'm supposed to use. But very, very low, so you get away cheaper with what they want to repair and what they have to repair. Feels a little cheaty, yes. But if that's going to, well, help us and fix the things that we need to fix, then that's absolutely worth it. So that's what we're going to do. Why are you unable to unload the things that you want to unload? Maybe it just looked like that. Hard to tell from here. But that distribution office needs to get done, and then we're just going to have 5 trucks in there delivering to the different places, and life should be okay. You are eating through this, but not fast enough. Okay. That is translating to the next phase of the things that we're going to do, which is our bus transporter. Yes, you, sir. What do we have? We have 2 of those buses here. That is cute. Let's get another one on the line just to make sure that is staffed appropriately most of the time. I want the one that is a little faster. That's really the only significant meaning here. And we may have to turn off our hazardous import. I don't think that's going to be the end of the world because it's just a stopgap helper anyways. And you don't have an end station. Okay, I can work with that. We don't have an end station for this guy. Where would we place one? So currently, you're probably... I should have just kept this open because this is silly. I don't remember all the things where I place all the things, especially once we are running around for a little while. But you are picking up from the central location. Got it. We need a small end station that supports you. Got it. Where should that go? We could put it in the same place, even on an interstate setup that I'm hoping we're going to get to here. We know that that technically all works. So just a small bus end station right here to support those guys. Do you need an end station anywhere else that you could make this useful? I think down here, it's a little bit out of the way, but it could work. There's already too much intersection stuff going on here, so I'm not sure that that's going to help anyone all that much. But the only other place is really nothing else because we're not going to be able to probably fit this one in here no matter how hard we try. We could put something behind there. Yeah, that's fine. I think if we have to, I much rather put this not as an extra intersection, just put it right there. And that should be okay. That is just to help our distribution of workers here, so we can actually get through all the waste that we are throwing in there at the moment, which will be exciting. As you can see, this guy is done, which is super cool. So let's get a couple waste trucks and get this all set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, please, and thank you. Fuel trucks. That's not fuel trucks. This is fuel trucks. You just made a new friend because waste is going to be important, and then we set you up to do the thing that I actually want to happen from here, which is pick up from there at any point, drop off here, and drop off here. 2 places to drop off things to. And let's see how we're going to set this up. Storage percentage, honestly, this can be 80% full, and then we should be okay. You load everything from there. You definitely drop off hazardous waste here, mixed waste here. And that's really it. Just those 2. And on this side, we're going to drop off construction waste. I think that's worth money. Why is it not in the same order? I don't understand. Metal scrap, yes. Aluminum scrap, yes. Plastic, yes. Fertilizer and bio-waste can go there, which is really just the opposite of both of them. And that should help get this thing empty now with all the trucks that we have available there. It should be relatively simple, hopefully. Maybe. Let's see how it goes. There's also the notion of just allowing our vehicles to... Did all 5 actually already go? Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah, they're picking it up. I don't know that they're going to get ahead of it because we have so many hazardous materials. And all of that hazardous stuff makes me think maybe... okay. There's a high chance that it's just time to have another waste burning facility. This one is fine. It does the things that we asked it to do. But we probably need someone else to help with that. And I don't really want to overload this with more waste trucks. And I mean, one of the biggest problems that we have right now is that this thing is way overfilled. But if we can get this down to like 50 or so percentage points, then I would be pretty happy. Cool, we got 33 bucks for that load of, well, dung, technically. We get no money for this one, that's fine. Okay, yeah, get rid of all those things. As long as the percentage here is going down, that's really all I am really caring about. So, cool. Research got done, got done again. How about we just do the forest study so we don't have to worry about replenishing anything over here. I know that there's way more material available than what we will have available. But let's just move on with that. How about you? We got rid of all our explosives. Great. We have some chemicals sitting there. Great. I don't know that we exported anything yet, but it's very possible. This one has enough chemicals sitting in there. That's great. We're not maxing this out anywhere. Nowhere close to maxing that out, so I'm not terribly concerned about trying to maximize anything about that. But the thing that I talked about earlier, why are there so many buses here? You had a bunch of buses sitting here because you wanted to use them to get more workers onto the line that is responsible for staffing all of this. Got it. Now I remember that I told myself that. 1, 2, 3. Sure, you can all do that and help with the frequency there. And we're going to steal one of the big trucks, bring it out here, and then you will be responsible for bringing more explosives to definitely load. Definitely this. Wait until loaded. Very good. Bring that to the NATO side so we can get a little bit of money for that. And I want you to pick up just explosives from here, please. And thank you. Cool. That should bring a little bit of money in. Yes, we have some nice rubles sitting there, but I don't want to overly abuse and use that. I got a little bit of construction done while you were gone, because that's how it works. All the underground pipes are done, so we have heat here now if we want to turn any of the other buildings on, which I do think we are getting to a point where that is necessary. The thing that worries me a little bit is we need another heating plant here. We talked about that already down here. The single one was not stable enough to do the things that it needed to do, so we may as well get that one planned and organized right now before it's too late. And 240, 250 meters right here is the target, and that is fine. We get all of the connections that we actually care about right here, so This is fine. I'm not going to make the mistake of splitting this up into different, well, delivery zones, if you must. So let's not repeat the errors of my ways from before, I hope. I'm not sure that the pollution is going to be perfect, especially this building right here, but I think we have a chance to not completely screw up everything else. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, the first thing, storage. Let's get some aggregates in here to actually be able to store all the things. 19 tons versus 15 tons. You're a little cheaper. Okay, you're a little cheaper. That's what we're going to use. Why are you so much bigger? I don't know that I appreciate that as much as I should. But okay, this road is intercepting a lot of things that I would like to do with it. Which is why planning mode, right? You don't want to build things until you're ready to actually build them. This feels like it should work, but I have a feeling... you actually have to flip this around and get the road connections in the other direction. But I have a feeling that because of this footpath down there, which we may just have to demolish, we can't get the connections that I actually want from here. Yeah, I think the footpath is just a little bit in the way, which is really not a big enough hindrance. So let's get rid of this. Make sure you get assigned to someone that cares about it. Very good. This should just take a minute, and then we can continue building this one. So that's super exciting. Hey, you're slow. Cool. Did we get some money in yet? Yes, we did. So I would like to get a couple buildings filled up that don't wow, we actually don't have as many open spots as I was hoping, but that's also not a bad thing. So let's fill this one up and get concentrated. Let's get focused on things that need to be built next. So you and you, 150,000 in the bank. That is exciting stuff. We have a lot more jobs to fill, that's for sure. How's chemicals doing? Half full. Okay, that's good. This one is also pretty full, so actually our production rate is pretty good, as long as these are actually producing more and more. This is our NATO export guy sitting right here, so that is not worrying me one bit. The thing that is a little surprising is you're the grain one. Your chemicals. Okay, you bring your chemicals in. I don't know. Okay, let's check this because I may be making a mistake. You're 11.35 full. Okay, so you're not more empty than usual, which is a good thing. I was wondering if the the explosives factory over here is stealing too much of our chemicals, that our production is not big enough to trigger the export from things from right here. But it seems like things are going okay. Yeah, it's just really stuffed in there into that warehouse all the time, but that's not really a bad thing. Maybe, because it is at least filling up what we need in the other warehouse, so maybe all of this is fine. Didn't you say that you wanted to give your steam locomotive a friend today? I would like to. It doesn't mean it's just going to happen like that, so leave me alone. It's okay. All right, footpath. Get rid of this. Then get this guy connected, and I do hope it's just about the same on both sides, huh? Yeah, it is. Can you go under there? Yes, you can go under there and in there. Perfect. Get that one built and I get that one built, and you should have no real trouble getting underneath this. All of those things are fine. You, where are you gonna get the coal from? I think that is the thing we're gonna look for today. I probably have to build a coal mining town. Doesn't require a lot of workers, but it does require some rail connection that we can actually use to get all of the things connected to and moving and working on. So that will be semi-exciting at least. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. But yeah, this is all fine. These guys are all already connected. That's great. Did they slow? Oh, I saw that. I saw that in one of the posts that these guys got super nerfed because they can only go 17 kilometers per hour. I'm not sure that that is a desired change, but it definitely happened, so there's that. We have this, we have water, we have sewage. Okay, just wanted to triple check those things, the triple threat over there. And then I'm going to do the same trick that we did already on the other side, which just gives us more workers connected to this location. But then we're actually going to build it with a real not footpath, but a real, what's that called? Bus station, obviously. So that is a little more legit. Seems fine. Yeah, we have a couple people that are unemployed, but we don't have a lot of like places left open where people can actually go to work. So this seems okay. They picked up something from here. That is the important bit. I want to make sure that this one stays full no matter what, and that we only try to export stuff from here if we are actually hitting the threshold, the trigger threshold of, what did I set it to? Probably, hopefully 40%. There you go, 50%. That's fine. That will do exactly what we need it to do. So these are all doing what they're supposed to do for a study. Didn't I click that button already? I feel like I clicked that button already. But that's okay. What do we have? 30% educated people. That's not bad. And there is our little traffic jam because of things are happening over here. Okay. I think things are okay. Okay. On this side. We could start bringing some boards in here. Boards are not that high or critical for the things that we need to do here, but it would be nice to have some a little closer than what we would have otherwise, so we may as well get started on constructing these pieces. Right now, they're not very high on my list, but they have to get built at some point. It's more to have boards closer to our construction zone. How many boards do we need for certain buildings? Almost nothing. Great. Almost nothing. Cool. Almost nothing. Wonderful. Those are all the same buildings, so I don't know that this is actually justified what you're currently doing. It will reduce our traffic to that side, so I think it's okay. I think it's justified. Great. If that is justified, let's go look at the map. Because the map will tell us where we're going to go next. Either we're going to get coal, and it is in the area where I was hoping it would be. There's a little bit of iron behind there, so there is a reasonable... looking for... So coal is here. Great. There's some coal there, close enough to our current location. That's great. Then there's some iron here behind the mountains. That's going to be hard to get to. There's a little bit of iron there, and I mean, obviously, a lot of iron sitting right here in Scotland. Could be a good place to go. How much iron do we need? We need quite a bit. And if we're going to transport things, it's not going to work very well. But we do need coal. I just have to figure out, do I want to get my coal from here, or do I want to have a more central location right here and save this steel production for later? Later is misleading because we should do steel production relatively soon. I kind of like that. Now, if we look around, coal should be here. Okay, here. Oh, there's like actually a flat spot right there. That's perfect for what we need to do. Fossil fuels, yes please. Pump jack, no. Coal mine, yes. Okay, we got some 50%ers here. That's actually really, really, really nice to have. I do know that the coal is more important, like right around the center of it. So if we say we're going to take the 50% right here, and we're going to take... What else can we get? Not there, not there, not there. So it's really just one coal mine that we can run relatively high. Or... Okay, maybe I don't like what's going on here. So if this one is 51%, sure. How high can we get in all the other places? Not very high. I actually thought we had a better source in the area, but we clearly don't. And maybe that's okay. So if we say this one is a 40% or 41% right here, how much can we get out of this one? Not much extra. So no, I think what you're going to run into is this is a single coal mine. That's good to know because that translates to effectively not great for steel production, but for everything else this should be fine. We can also get bricks in here. It is more central than a couple other places that we already had. So all of those things kind of translates to, yeah, it's not bad. It's going to be expensive to get rail up here, but with all the industries that we already have running and the extra space that we have out there, I think we are not in a terrible place to get started on things here, so that may be exciting. Plus, I think that these couple buildings that we have here are not too far away from a heat exchanger that we have sitting here that may actually make it okay to turn these on before they truly are ready. So those things are semi-exciting. Great. Chemicals? Do we have more than 15 tons? No. So we're pumping through them, mostly with explosives, which is totally fine. And I think we have enough dollars for the time being that we don't have to do that anymore. What is you doing? You are doing... Oh, we have extra trucks. Got it. You no longer need to do whatever you think, whatever you thought you were doing. Same with this one. I actually would like to delete that line, but we can't do that right now. Same with this one. One of you is going to the NATO side. One of you is going to the other side, but we don't need them anymore, and they may have actually blocked some of the paths that we had over here, so that's happening, which is fine. Do you really want to finish building this? You know, why not? It's almost winter, so we got to plan a couple extra things. If coal goes out there, we have to get our rail network and other things organized, at least in a way that makes enough sense. And the first thing that I'm seeing is we do need this connection, and we will have something over here. Is this going to be a steel mill or something else? There is more than enough room to put another city or something else out here and then have the steel mill really close to the water, actually. Don't hate that at all. Because water, we need some exports and other things organized there as well. So no, that's not a bad place, which really just tells me we need a crossing. Okay, is there a natural something that we can use here? Not really, which really just means we have to lower rail on one side and we have to increase rail on the other side. There is a little bit of a hump right here, which we can probably utilize a little more, but it's a little bit out of the way, but that shouldn't be the end of the world. Please everyone squint, because we are going to use clover leaves for rail intersections. I know that they are not realistic, but neither is a 20 square kilometer republic, so leave me alone. It will be fine. It's totally justified. Rail, yes. Cancel rail. This one and this one. A little bit of this turn and a little bit of this turn, and luckily we have the gray line telling us where we were trying to go already, so that is good. All I really need now is to make sure that we have an excavator available near the area, and then we can start doing something. That's 14 meters here, 17 meters here. So honestly, if I can get this one, we don't have an excavator available. Okay, let's fix that. I would like research program finished. That's great. Cool. What are we planting? Great. Give me an excavator. Okay. No, stop. F1. Turn this ugly grid off, please, and thank you. F2, turn that grid off too. I want an excavator close by, and there's really not an option besides the nuclear one, so let's go with construction office free. There's no real access point right there besides this one, but if I put it right here, it will just get there and it will turn around right away and needs to refuel. That's not super helpful. If I put you closer to the refueling station, I think we're going to be in a better spot. Get me 4 excavators, please. There we go. We have this one. Okay, speed 21. That's the one that we already have. That's a good one. And speed 15. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No more money, and we're trying to build something. That was probably silly. You shouldn't have done that. Is the train going to arrive in time, or are we going to take out another loan before that happens? We're down to 700, 800, 600, 1200, 200, 100, 300, 0. Okay, there we go. I gambled a little bit, and that's where we ended up. So 800,000 should probably be enough for what we need right here, because we should get about 50,000 back. That's not bad. Cool. Set you up. Pay that one back, and we have 9,000 in the bank. You know, that's fine. We're just slowly paying back what we have. That doesn't feel wrong. We may have to take on another one here in just a second, unless my train arrives. Nope, train has not arrived. Okay, do that again. We'll call this the loan game. Yep. Not enough money for 8,000 of that. No, yes we do. 10,000. Come on, game. 10,000. Click the button. 8505. Great. Get going. That should be enough, and I just want my excavators to actually show up here. And then it's very important that you tell them, do not search for anything, do not start working on anything, because all I need from you is to be available to do, you know, the work that I want you to do. Where are they? Have they arrived yet? Are they being delivered? I don't know. I don't know. Should you do something else while they're here? They probably can't reach out there anyways. I would like to build a road intersection in the same area here, so I don't want to go crazy. So no, we're going to use these excavators for a little while, because coal is relatively important. It looks like the passing mechanics don't quite work yet. I know there was supposed to be an update that's not supposed to block all of those guys, but it is what it is. I can't really help it, and the next research is already done. That's exciting. What should be the next thing? Concrete utilization. We could get some fuel. honestly, I don't mind pollution. I have unlocked a couple things around road or around vehicles, and I think this one is the next one. So we may as well just keep going down that hill. Vehicles will be good, but it will be better if we have a way of producing our own steel for them. Otherwise, that will be silly. Great. The gray stuff that we had earlier has disappeared, but F2, there's still this slight path that we had earlier, which I would just like to keep. So, lower terrain is the next name of the game. Very good. You come here, and we want to go down to probably about 5 meters. I want to go low enough where we don't have to go too much higher on top of this, hopefully to just make things work a little better. So 8, 7, 9, sure. 5 meters, come on. Do me the favor of 5 meters. Make this a little bigger, and then we should be able to get to 5. So about 4 meters is what we get there. Great. You remember the trick that I told you a little while ago? It is not this, it is taxiway, not runway, it is taxiway. Because from here, we should be able to just kind of flatten out this way. I wouldn't mind if you flatten out a little more. This is fine. That was so fast. I liked it. I liked how fast that was. And then flatten out a little more here, and you can see that there's a little hill. I would actually hope that I can use that hill on this side for a road construction I would like to have going through there. And yeah, they're actually trying to dig up. I don't want you to dig up, I want you to dig down. So stay below the level that you're currently trying, and we really just need a hole back here to keep our rail mostly low. They don't have to be super low, but mostly low is going to be fine. I think we started from right there. Get to this hole. Yeah, there we go. Now we have an underpass that we can actually utilize here. That's exciting. Great. Why did you build that? You don't actually want it. Didn't actually want to build that. So that is good. I think one more thing I should do is put a taxiway right here, and then build it so that we can get into this area relatively easy with the track that we want to build. That's nice and smooth. I like what I'm seeing. So let's keep going. Rail track. Do we have other rail tracks available? Nope. Don't know when I'm going to make that a priority, but it's not today because rail is going to be expensive no matter what we do. And this is what I actually want out of this. Get me something. No, it's too smooth. It's breaking everything you just did. You idiot. Okay, try again. I wanted it smooth, but then I made it worse. So let's make it lower here. There you go. Something like this. It's going low in the wrong direction. But it should be fine. It should be totally fine. It will be Soviet Republic. Perfect. And that's about all we can get out of this. Yep, that's fine. You can go right in here, and then this guy should just really follow what's going on out there. That feels good. We're going to do the same thing going on this direction. That's fine. And then this guy just eventually has to come out. Like so. And I'm trying to keep this nice and smooth as much as I can, although that's not really what People Joe is known for. But hey, I'm doing my best here. There was a comment in the first episode that was asking, are you going to try to make stuff look pretty? I'm just like, do you know who this is? Do you know who you're talking to? It's not make things pretty person. This is definitely make things work person. But sometimes I'm trying. So here we are. I am seeing that there's a little bit of a mountain going up there, so I wanna not ignore that terrain entirely. And yes, I know I'm heading towards the few buildings that we had there as a template a long time ago, but that should be okay. So that can go there. Great. We did all of this, so we can do the next piece. What is the next piece? Build a bridge, and then build something that goes across from that. So probably this would be super if we can get close to making this work without making too much of a hump about all of those things. So let's raise this. So we are at about 8 meters there now. Raise this to about 18 meters. There you go. We're close to 18 meters there. We're already close to 18 meters here. We probably don't even have to go up at all. But just to make sure that works. Great. And great. What is our pillar placement? That is fine. It did have 4 pillars. I'm not sure if they're completely necessary, but I think it's fine. Taxiway on both ways, or both sides. Make this nice and smooth and wide. I like how that's going. That looks great. Do something similar on this side, and we're gonna see how we feel about all of this when it's all done and said and done. Cool. Crossing not allowed. I don't care. Track. Yes. Build. Yes. Get money in. A little bit. Okay. That's better than not. But there you go. There may be a bump there, but you know what? Can't have everything all the time. Cross there. Cross there. And this is where we find out if B-Ball Joe left enough room to do the cloverleaf nonsense that we're going to throw in there. And I think there's a chance that we're fine, but you never know until you actually build the things. So let's just see what we can throw in here and here. That looks flat enough where I don't think I have to worry about this too much. Yes, we can go through there a little straighter or flatter, but that should be fine. Great. How does a cloverleaf work? Ever been on a really bad interstate intersection? That's a cloverleaf because you can get in and out on the same exit effectively, which is not great for what you actually want to do. There's a quad track version to this that makes life a little easier, but really not that much. So I hope you can forgive that. I really don't like how kinky this is. So let's take this one out, this one out, this one out, and this one out, and everything in the middle. And see if we can dekinkify that just a little bit, make it a little smoother. That's better. That's better. Cool. And then we're going to use our fun little tool to say, no, this is really just one construction. Don't worry about it. Great. So far, so good, right? This is fine. And we can even have a service road running right next to this thing. That's also fine. So now we just need to give them the ability to get to all the things all the time. I like for cloverleafs to have extra track on the outside for diversion of the main traffic. This should help every once in a while. The trains are not as clever as I would like them to be, which really just means they won't always take the open space. They sometimes will just take the space and do whatever they feel like doing, which is not always what you want, but it's gonna be fine, trust me. So that one can go here. That's cool. I would say you're gonna come from here and really do the same thing. So let's see if we can get up this mountain. Already saw something that should make all of this possible, and we made track dirty. Right there, track is dirty. What do you do with that when that happens? There's not that much that you can do. The easiest one is to demolish everything and then build it again because it will actually go on top of it. There's also the trick of going over it with a signal, actually, which is kind of silly and stuff, but the signal will actually do the same thing. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to go out far enough and go out far enough again right here and then in there. It's not perfect, but it will do the job, and it actually makes the track a little wider than what we used to. Now, what are we going to do here? If you want to go there, the cloverleaf has to do that thing if you want to do that from this direction. Otherwise, you have a crossing junction, and the whole purpose of a cloverleaf is to have a non-blocking junction to do all your traffic directing, really. So we don't really have a big choice. So let's just make this happen as much as we can. And if you want to go through the forest, I don't mind that one bit. So can you get up here? Yeah, there you go. Get a little bit of like automatic increase in the incline there. That feels okay. Probably just have to continue up to there and then keep this kind of smooth. And it's smooth as smooth as it's gonna get when it doesn't move anymore. The white lines that you can see there. So that feels fine. Let's do something similar on the next side. And you just have to wiggle around with this enough to make it work, but that feels okay. And then here, it's a little steeper than what I would like it to be, but I think we can make all of this work. Yeah, we're taming the environment. We're taming the environment. Fine. We'll go to this side if that's what you need. That looks good, and then that one is connected. Cool. These don't look terrible, but we're not done yet. This is just the center of the thing, and I only did that so I can put the tracks in here, and they have the pillars far enough away to allow me quad tracks to go through there. Not quite done yet, and this one says, I can't have quad tracks, buddy. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do about that, because that will be really awkward if we can't get the right amount of tracks here. It said something along the lines of here is fine, but right next to it is not. So let's hope that this is straight enough. Nope, it's too angled. The game has different bridges that you can use to make all of this work. So just be aware of that when you play with this. But I think what I'm going to do is take this one back just a little bit and see if there's another length where the game is just like, yeah, this is fine. And then this is fine as well. Nope. You gotta be kidding me. I did all this work and now we just have to make this more straight, otherwise it's just not gonna fit. Is that what we're gonna work with here? I think it is. Right there is fine, but that's not really where I want to go. Come on, just let me do it. just a little bit. Just, there we go. It's almost straight now. I'll make it a little more straight than it was before, and cool, we got one that fits. Wonderful. That's all I can really ask for. You go there, you go there. Money is not terrible, happiness is good, unemployment is okay. We have some dollars sitting around, so we may as well turn a couple things on. Anyone moved in here? Yes, they have, and they have a little bit of heat. That's super exciting. I hope you don't mind, but you're just going to move into the place that may not have enough heat in the winter. Excuse me. You're building this. That looks great. Turn that one on and turn this one on, and then I wouldn't be surprised if the guys over here actually have completed what I wanted from them. But too many people are trying to work here. 2 workers, max. This one, limit everything, and we want boards only. Thank you very much. We'd need just these 2 things completed. That would be great. You and you, what do you actually need? Probably some asphalt or something silly like that. You guys are doing what you're supposed to do. Oh, I'm guessing we don't have enough workers actually making it to that part of the equation. I think that we can fix that probably. Looking at a lot of numbers here. But where is my line that has this as the last stop? Would be you. Okay. I would like you to change your behavior and make the 4th spot your first one. So, Bergenhead Bus Platform, you can stop here. And you drop this one out of your line. Cool, you're just going to stop there. The only real difference is that's going to drop off a couple workers here every once in a while, because they go through this relatively quickly, so I'm not terribly worried about that. This is exciting, because this is effectively full. That means we can turn this thing on, and we don't have to set up anything else. Everything else is exactly the same as before. We just have another industry that can actually help produce more. That's great. This number is good. This number is great. They're producing without any issues. It is winter, so everything is nice and slow, but they're doing what they're supposed to do. We have a little bit of fabric in the bank here. That is also great. I think the food factory will be one of the next ones that we can actually turn on, but we do need more people for that. And I have another plan for that to happen too. Okay, Bebo Joe. All the things that you did have one flaw. How are you going to get from there, from this track, to here? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. How are you going to go there? You should not have to go loop-de-loop around the whole thing. So yes, I know that the quad tracks are currently not connected to the things that I want to go to, but this is the big one. How are we going to connect to that thing? I think we have a little bit of extra wiggle room on the outside of this, and we will have to use that. Otherwise, this may just not work. So let's take all of this back as much as we can, get a wooden track connected to this thing and this thing. And then this is all we need. It has to come in here. The only thing that is nice to have here is if it's not too sharp for turn, but we can't get everything all the time. So let's hope that this is all good enough. At some point, you just have to worry about having enough room for a signal, which we definitely do there. Not there, but that is fine. And then from here, let's keep it semi-even. There we go. That's the crescent. Crest. Sure. It's the place where the curve is done. Please? Get in here? Just a little more? Come on. I know you can do it. You don't want to do it from there. You do want to do it from here. Can you actually connect to that thing? No, you're still saying that's not going to work. This game, I'm telling you, it's just out to get me. That one's almost straight. Yeah, there we go. Now we have a connection. Beautiful. Okay. So that is fine, and now we're just going to continue the same thing over and over again until we have a reasonable connection to the next thing. Too steep. No. Too steep. No. Let me through. Let me do the thing. There you go. Go all the way down here. More. I know it's a little steep. There is something that is not ugly, I think, but I'm not sure it's going to look really good with this bridge. But there is certainly a place and time, may need F2 for this one, where adding a little bit of a bridge to get up a hill is not completely ridiculous looking. Maybe this is fine. Let's get the track connection right there. Sure. It just feels like that's going to be a little bit of a jump, but that's fine. Like having a bridge that goes up a little bit of a steeper of a grade does not really bother me all that much. You are allowed to curve just a little more than I want you to, so let's continue that. And then this one is almost the last guy. You come in there, and then you come in here. Just let me do the thing that I want to do, game. I know exactly what I'm trying to do here. Just let me have it. No. Yes, there we go. Okay. And now we can straighten this out a little bit. You have to massage it just a little bit every once in a while, and then eventually things will just work out. Because this is part of a turn, it's a little sharper than what I would like it to, but if you just follow the run of the track there a little bit, I guess that's fine. And now we have a big loop-de-loop built, and we have a little bit of money in the bank. All of those things are honestly better than I expected it to be, so that's exciting. Great. We have a loop-de-loop here. Do you need more infrastructure, though? Okay, I do need more infrastructure, don't I? Yes, you do. And now boards are being produced here by 2 people. Perfect. Let's make you a high priority, please, and thank you, because we need quite a bit of everything to be delivered there, but it looks like they're just arriving because it is winter after all. Okay, so now that we have all of this done, look at this mountain. That mountain is pretty steep, but I don't know that it's too steep. Let's see what we can do here with a road. What do we have? Just a max truss bridge? Okay. It is getting up there, but it's kind of heading towards the plateau that's right on top of this, which tells me I don't actually hate this connection because it gets us to where we need to go. You don't have to build this bridge right away, but it will get us an initial contact to this side. And I don't think there's a hard reason to make this a 2-way highway. Maybe there is. Maybe we should make this a 2-lane highway. But let's continue first. Let's do these things. We do have to get to this road at some point. Very important. Why is that important? Because we're going to continue the highway system. We definitely are going to continue what we have as a highway system. I am more concerned about maybe we don't need a highway system to a little bit of the peninsula that goes out into that direction where steel may or may not go. So if we have both of those coming in here, we should start not having blocking junctions even for road connections. So I think what we just did, we may just do again. Really? For a single one over there. Yes, because all of this was an exception, and that exception was only justified because it was the beginning of all the things that we needed to do, and I didn't want to go overboard on any of those things. So let's take away pretty much everything from there is fine. Let's take that one out and this one out, take these 2 pieces out, and then let's go lower again with what we just did. Terraform, yep, there we go. And then the lower terrain tool, very good. We are effectively 15 meters here, 12 meters here. We're really doing the same thing that I just did, and we're going to use the same tools that we had just a second ago. But with road, we can definitely do a little bit of a steeper uppity than what we did before. But maybe, yeah, 5 meters should be fine. Let's see how this works. If I take normal road, which would be this one, and run it down here, just smooth it out a little bit. This is going to be the bottom half of the road. That should be good. And then you smooth it all the way back up here. Yes, we're wasting a little bit of fuel, but that's fine in the name of making things look nice. So that one connects there. That one can connect there. So far, so good. I think there's a chance that this guy and this guy are not quite on the same wavelength yet. That looks good. That looks good. You can go over here, and you can go over here. Okay, that's all fine. Obviously, everyone loves this, right? Good. Let's get those connections in, and this one just has to be a trumpet. And we're just going to use a truss bridge again because I do think it looks kind of nice. We are just a little bit off. Okay, by how much? 30 meters here, 15 there in the middle is at 8 meters. Okay, so we're going to go up just by a little bit. Maybe up to, what do you think, 17, 18? That could help. There you go, there's that one. And then on this side, we're going to do something similar, 17, 18 meters. Great. Rail, not rail, this is a bridge. Okay. Put your thing right in the middle of that thing. This will be fine too. Okay, if you want to do that, how about you start from the other side and get a better connection? This looks really good. I am pretty happy with whatever came out of that, so that's nice. And then we just have to imagine that all of this is going to be one-way road when it does get connected. So what we're going to do is something very Soviet Republic-y, which is the game, nothing else. Which means we're going to connect angled things down here to get our one-way roads continued. So one will go up there in the one-way road, one will go down here in the one-way road, so we have a better angle of attack and they won't slow down. And that will take care of this side of the road, and then up here we're just going to have normal asphalted road. Nothing too fancy or crazy. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see what the angle of attack here is, and this all feels fine. Let's level all of this out. That's good. That should be good enough. And then how we're going to get up here, honestly, the same thing feels good, although in this case maybe we'll just go up here at a relatively good angle. So the first angle is going to go down this way, the second angle is going to go down this way. Let's level this out a little bit. There's a ramp right there. I can see the ramp, and the ramp bothers me already, so that's fine. This one kind of gives us what we need. That's fine. You would angle there and there. Again, these are all going to be one-way roads for getting onto the road, and that should all be fine. That can go away. This one can go away. And now we have a very easy intersection that is non-blocking once we make it asphalt and connects us to a new part of the system. Something that we can definitely do out here is make this a little less awkward and make it a little more snaky. Like this? Sure. Smooth. Smooth is what I wanted to say, not snaky. So that one goes there, and this one would go here. And now they interloop a little bit on what they had before. Excellent. This should all be picked up by the construction offices that we have. We have enough gravel to do all of this. I don't believe we have any asphalt pavers today. We have a couple of rollers, which is good. Let's check on the wastage that we had for a little while. They look fine. They look good. Which means the technical service office, we have at least a normal mixed waste, a bigger mixed waste, and a smaller mixed waste sitting here. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. This one looks fine. This one is mostly empty. It's probably not unloading into here because it's relatively full. There could be a sign for our dump truck not going out here and purchasing things anymore. Honestly, I'm going to turn this one off for a little while. I think we actually have 2 trucks doing that thing, doing that same run right now, so we may as well talk to you. And at the very least, no, it's just one. Okay, well, we're just going to turn off the hazardous waste income for a little while until we have more room in our incinerator. That is fine. I'm assuming that we run this full most of the time, so I think that is all good. Unemployment, how are we doing there? 76, yes! We have people without workplaces. That is what we're looking for. They're coming in here. We do need to turn these guys on for sure. So let's do this. Okay, what is it? It's middle of December. We need to start bringing some coal in here for sure, definitely. How are our coal delivery trucks currently set up? They're these guys, and we cannot just overload them with what we want because, as you can see, they're not even here. So I think what we're going to do is, how many do we have? We have 9. So 3, 3, 3. So there's only 1 extra dump truck that we can throw in here. Yeah, let's not go crazy on any of that. You can also start using this for dump trucks and dump action, but no, we're just going to leave it alone. I will turn this on, but we are running into we need more coal very soon, and that coal is going to come from out here. We already placed our next friend there, so that should all happen. We have a little bit of money. With that little bit of money, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move, no, not call our vehicles home. We're going to move this guy to its new home, which will be not there because it's clearly not even finished yet. Perfect. Construction office 1 and 2, please do your thing. We will need some gravel delivered here. That's a train that we need to actually get that happen. Oh gosh, this is all going to cost a lot of money, isn't it? Yes, and then we need steel probably connected there as well, and then we can start building all of these things. I thought at some point this was completed, which it isn't. I think one of the cranes... Okay, because we can't even have them done yet, here's what we're gonna do. Can I assign you to this piece of the track to just finish that? That would be good, and then we have all the pieces connected that could use a train. I think a rail distribution office is just around the corner, so that needs to happen. Where are the people that deliver to here? Do you just want to use a couple NATO people to make that work, or what's your plan? I wouldn't mind that too much. Okay, let's use some NATO workers to get your... What are you going to do with this one? That's a trash guy. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's get a couple NATO workers in there. This one is okay to complete the last piece of track that we have. I don't want to tap into my rubles for this. But yeah, get the last piece of track done. Complete construction of the rail construction office in that town. And get them moving on actually building the next part. It's not going to be easy, but it needs to get done regardless. So we may as well tackle that right now. There you go. That one's doing the thing that it's supposed to do. And then, yeah, the next thing that we have to attack is get the extra workers to this thing. Well, for the rail construction office, you also want to start having this one ready, so you need a bunch of workers in there. So it's more about workers here. Where are most of our unemployed workers from yesterday? Workers unemployed yesterday. Small digits. Effectively nothing here. Almost nobody here. That's a good sign. I think that means we're still in a pretty good range with the people that we do have available, and our pollution doesn't seem to have too much effect. We're still 90% healthy here. That's actually kind of exciting. And yeah, the chemicals aren't even done yet, so I'm not worried about the food factory. I would like to turn it on, but if it's not time to turn it on, it's not time to turn it on. There's not much we can do about that. Explosives factory doesn't have enough wood. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think that translates to get me 5 workers in here, because we cannot be without explosives for this long. And, oh, I don't think this was technically necessary. So let's leave that one out and just put the wood in the middle instead of in the other place. So that can all be okay. And this one will just be reduced to 1 worker. And that should help with the production that we can get out of all of this. A couple mechanical components makes me think the construction office 1 is not here. But let's see. Who is delivering mechanical components? Russelbolt. Almost nothing. Great. You just delivered something, right? Yep. Yeah, you have everything already on site now. Perfect. So it's just getting done with that, and then we're just going to move a couple more items over. That is exciting. That is very, very exciting. Why did I press that button? That one made no sense. Hey, it feels like it's an episode. It's gonna... Earthquake. Earthquake is coming. It feels like it's an episode that didn't have any real issues. That is super exciting. No earthquake. Makes me think maybe all my being and moaning has affected the part... Oh, they actually built this thing. Let's turn the bus off. Has actually completed the thing for... what am I trying to say here? The thing where I tried to affect how earthquakes are calculated, which is too much in the beginning. I wanted some nerfing done on that, and because I haven't seen an earthquake in a little while, I think maybe that happened. I don't know what the math behind it is. I don't know when they show up. That is scary in and of itself, because if you don't know, you don't know. You can't do much about it. But it feels like they just turned it off, which is not the worst thing in the world. We need some fuel for our track layers. Okay. Not that one, but this one for sure. That one is definitely overloaded at this point a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. Down the road, deliver whatever you want there. And yeah, I think a rail distribution office is going to be high on the list of things that we need to build next. Where is that going to go? The best place that I have for it is either here, next to the elevated track, which is not perfect, but it's going to be fine. Otherwise, it would be out here, and it's never going to be in line with where it actually has to deliver to, because it has to be able to get to that one, this one, this one. And it's not going to happen that way. So down here somewhere, probably potentially on this side. Do you just want to plop that in? Did you already research it? Yes, train distribution office, no problem. This one's a lot longer than the vanilla ones that we can normally get. There's a power pylon sitting there that's going to make this a little more difficult. We have fuel. Oh, coal and water. Okay, yeah, they have to be supplied. That's not the end of the world. If we plop you here, then it's going to be ramp up. Okay, don't really want to do that. Alternative could be down here. The only problem with that is, I don't think there is a problem here, because we should have fire protection and not rebuild, but other things being taken care of right here. And if I put it here or here, doesn't really make a lot of a difference. The only thing that we could do also is kind of point it like this. Then it goes up the hill, both sides, and that could work as well. And we have probably a little bit less track to build. I'm not sure about that. I don't hate this one. Okay, well, you could plop it here. You do need power, which you currently have on that side. And if you do this one, yeah, you can't actually fit it here. There's no way unless you build a tunnel. That would be stupid. But there are power connections that we can use from that direction. So I don't think any of this will really be a problem. So all we would do is plop this kind of in the middle of everything and allow you to just start delivering things to wherever you want to deliver them to. That sounds good. Road connection will just go into the highway part over here. That feels fine. Yeah, this is probably what we're going to do over the winter right now. How are you going to integrate this? Ideally like that, but then the game doesn't want you to do that. So try it again. Okay. It doesn't feel awful. It doesn't look awful. Okay, there was a yellow. Okay, there's the slope that I'm looking for. There's a little more slope. Can I get a slope to this side? Can I get a slope? It's fine. This is totally fine. I feel that there's nothing really severely wrong with this. Yes, there's a little bit of a clipping probably happening right there. But overall, I have made much worse decisions on tracks. Like, you should always build the inside track before you build the outside track. That's very important, otherwise you're going to get a funny curve. But this is fine. This is connected to the things that I need from it. So that's taken care of. This one will just get a very simple access road. Cool. Yeah, we're at the end of the episode, but this is still happening. You're going to go through there. That is happening. Cool. That has to get built. All of that is fine. You need some power so you can actually get your refueling done. And we need coal and other things delivered to this thing, which it can't deliver to itself, so we have to do it by truck. But that's not the end of the world either. We do need some water coming in here. That's not the end of the world, especially once we get power in the area. So that's pretty simple. Yeah, I want to build this. Let's build this relatively quickly, and we can get all of those things done. If I am clever, which I'm trying to be right now, I will use this electric substation to supply power to the parts that I didn't supply power to before, which is a couple buildings over here. So that's easy. Let's make this a large one. Is there any reason to split this up? No, you don't need a large for this. You don't even need a medium one, because these are all just static power lines. Okay, so if you go up here, across here, and down there, that's my power line connected. Cool. I'm dragging this out for no good reason, am I? Maybe. Distribution office, how much coal can you store? You can store Aggregate storage, import 0 tons of coal and 0 cubic meters of water. So it looks like someone didn't pay attention when they built that thing, because it should tell me how much coal I can store in that thing, because all the other ones say that. Otherwise, they say, you cannot store this, but you need it. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's what they're trying to say, which is okay. So in this case, we would just have to connect one of these guys. Just like a service station for coal. More coal that has to be delivered. Are you going to deliver this with something other than trucks? We're kind of over trucks at this point. True. But we have an access road here, so there is technically... Gosh, are you doing all of this at the end of the episode, and there's really no need for that? Yes, because I did say at the beginning that it is time for more trains, and this is how we get more trains. This is a piping station. Oil, fuel, oil, fuel, oil, fuel, oil, fuel. I want my aggregate unloader. Where are you? Cableway unloader, cargo harbor, train aggregate loading, train aggregate unloading. I want the smallest one possible, something like this, and you would just be going straight through the distribution office to make whatever you need to make happen. This feels fine. And then the distribution office, and I always forget this, and this may be more expensive, but it's usually easier, goodness, it's usually easier to just give it a loop at the very end, because that generally allows trains to drop off and pick up here as they should. And if we have a loop there, we probably have an easier way of connecting other things to the loop as well. So that feels fine. They have that one. Great. Get a small water tower in there. I don't expect any... There's a piece of road there. I don't Oh, the power line is not connected to this thing, is it? Nope, probably not. Do you need one for this? No, but you probably need one for that thing. So the dream that I had before of where I had this power substation is not going to work out quite that way. Unless I split it. I do feel that you just made a good point for splitting this thing. Okay, let's split this thing. Where do we need to go? We need to go right in here. So let's place this one a little closer. My camera's off because my girl decided to hang out with me. So there's that. But yeah, all we really need is this substation to power the unloading station, and if we go over here, we're actually going to cover most of the things. So the plan that I had before is not really destroyed, but still alive. Yeah, you can connect right up there. That is fine. That's our connection that we wanted for that guy. These have everything that they needed. This is going to work out just fine. A little bit of gravel road here, and yes, do make a gravel road, because if you go less than gravel road, you're probably going to run into well, distance traveled issues down the road, so that's fine. And then yeah, we just needed the water thing. Let's get rid of that road. Build the water tower right here. Footpath really doesn't matter where the connection is, so that is good. Build a small water well. Do you even need a water tower if you have a small water well? You make a good point, and the water tower is for nothing else. There is a relatively large reservoir inside the water well, which is 280 cubic meters, where the small water tower doesn't even come close to that. So no, I think the answer to that is no, we do not need a water tower. You will need a pump though, so let's get the water pump in here. And Bob's your uncle, as they say. Pop that one, get this one, there's one, thank you, F3. Go over here, that is connected. No, it's not connected. Very good, you saw that right, yet you still did it wrong. Good job. There you go, there you go, there you go. Water, water, water. Everyone's connected, everyone's happy. F3 to see underground. Get me a footpath connection. That can just be a dirt path at this point. And then we're good. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. You can't see me, but I'm waving. I will see you again next time, and hopefully some of these rare construction pieces will be done at that point. And yeah, I'll see you then. Surprised that nothing really broke this episode, but let's look at this thing. Nope, it's still fine, but we should turn on the other shop here relatively soon. There, money's out. Great. Cool. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.